Hi, friends. Sorry we're late. Some YouTube was drunk. I don't know what YouTube was going on. Joe, I don't think knows we're on camera right now, but he will find that out soon. I'm gonna have to make sure I tell him that as soon as he hops on. Joseph, we're live right here on youtube.com/PS Trophy.
Oh, ain't that something? Hello, everybody. How are y'all? How's are we? Is it actually happening?
I don't know.
Oh, either.
I'll wait and see if the pre-show actually kicks it over to us here.
Okay. All right.
Hello, Mackenzie. How are you?
Hello. So I'm trying to look at the going live.
Yeah.
For
Okay, we're
audio
good. We're
watchers.
good.
Okay. Yeah, it gave the wrong thumbnail. It's given like the state of play thumbnail.
It's YouTube is drunk.
YouTube is hella drunk tonight, y'all. Like, it doesn't matter because like we're gonna change the thumbnail anyway, but like just make it a little.
Yeah, come on.
Just semi-accurate here, you know.
We're busy boys.
Come on, there you go.
This is 3:36, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so excited
About
to hear about something you've been playing on this week's episode.
Oh boy.
I am like overjoyed and I cannot wait because I've been itching. Like that's all I want to play, and most of the games I have been playing are just not what I want right now.
I got you. I
have been playing some other things that I'm going to talk about, but
sure.
It's just what I know that's there. I
got some thoughts, bud.
All right.
Well, I got some. But yeah, no, I've been playing that game. I haven't been like, I haven't been able to talk about it in the real show, but like, I haven't really been playing much. I've just been so busy at work, that it's just kind of got me in a mode where I just kind of want to watch things at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching a lot of Superman and Lois. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Fun fact, I'm not a Superman guy.
I'm not either, but
you're also WandaVision right now.
Oh, I am?
Yep.
Goodness gracious. What is this? Amateur hour? But I'm really in the mood for like hope and optimism right now. And like he is the hope and optimism guy.
I get that.
So like I'm all like I'm missing Superman, you know? That's usually like not the case for me. But I don't know. Recently, it's just, I've been on a Superman kick. And then I've been watching My Adventures with Superman, which is an anime drawn style. So it's very much like a Western like take on like influenced by like, you know, Japanese anime. And it's really good. Jack Quaid from The Boys is Superman. And I couldn't picture anyone actually more perfect for the role. If you don't know who Jack Quaid is, you don't know what The Boys is. Yeah, it's one of the best shows on television. So it's legitimately.
Also, Luke in chat saying not a Superman guy. He says, I don't know. I find him boring.
Oh, this guy!
I don't know.
What a hot take. No, I usually find him a little cookie cutter too.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But I don't know. Recently, it's just like I just kind of need it, you know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I mean, I enjoy Henry Cavill's version of Superman.
Yes.
I really dig that. But there hasn't been, and again, everyone can get mad at me. It's totally fine. I haven't seen the old ones. I haven't seen one old Superman movie.
Like
Christopher Reeve. I haven't seen any of them.
Christopher Reeve. Oh, I was about to say a bad joke there. Yeah, like Christopher Reeve. I'll say it because it's a pre-show. The guy with the horse.
Sure.
There you go. That's what my brain's like Superman horse, and then it got to Christopher Reeve.
It's that Zach Galifianakis gif with all the math or whatever, but you're just putting strings to terrible tragedy, make a connection to pop culture.
It's 100% it. Submarine Ocean Gate. Like, it's just like, that's how it. Hunt for Red October. Got it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm going to hell when I
Okay.
die. That's fine.
Before we start,
Yes.
is the tweet out so I can retweet it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm actually in the process of doing that right now.
Jose Martinez says, Kyle, you should check out the Dark Knight 3 Master Race. It's a Batman graphic novel, but it's got an interesting take on Superman. Yeah, I'm down. I like, oh my God. Help me here. Batman v Superman, that comic that was loosely based off of. Is it the, crap. I like that comic, whatever it's called.
There you go.
My brain is mush at the moment. I can't. Is it The Dark Knight Returns? I don't know. It's on my bookshelf over there somewhere. Thank you. Luke says, yeah, Dark Knight Returns. Okay.
There you go. He showed me a cool like cartoon of it. That was pretty dope. Or was it my brother? One of the two. But yeah, it was you know. I gotta say, WB Animation doesn't miss. Like, WB Animation has some really good animators there. As I'm saying this, Kyle, would you mind just chit-chatting with everybody as I think of a good tweet?
Sure. I mean, you just bringing that up just reminds me, I need to catch up on the Harley Quinn show on what is now Max, right? Is that what it's called now?
Yep.
I only watched the first season, and I loved every second of it. And I think they're, 2 or 3 now they're up to?
Yes.
That show's so good. Who would have thought Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory would make a great Harley Quinn? Not me. And Ron Funches as King Shark. Oh my God.
I love him.
Oh my God. Ron Funches is fantastic.
Oh, anybody that can mimic his voice, like do a good impersonation of him.
I will laugh and giggle the entire time.
Yes. Seriously. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Jose said they just dropped the new season of Harley Quinn. Yeah. I'm almost caught up on What We Do in the Shadows. I'm maybe 5 episodes away from being caught up.
Dude, it is
the Colin Robinson stuff was great. Did not see that coming.
Yeah. The new season is really good. Really good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
It's amazing.
Probably 1 episode behind there, but yeah. I put out the tweet by the way. And then
also, for those of you that are here early for the pre-show, Joe did tweet we were going to do the boss fight thing on the main episode, but that was before we got news. So that'll be an after show for this week. But next week, if it's a slow week, we will do another one.
Yeah.
Different topic, maybe not boss fights, but I'll think of something.
Maybe like, which type of little silly hat are you going to be wearing?
The answer is 0.
You're gonna look so
I
silly.
really hope you buy them, and then you're just out of like hundreds of dollars, and they're just sitting around in your room.
I've bought in so many, strictly because I can't pick which one's the little silliest.
Whatever week we cash in on that bet, it'll just cut like right here, right after the pre-show starts, and whatever, it just cuts to you, and all you see are hats, just piled all over your room.
Instead of all these statues, just a little silly hats.
Or every statue has a hat on
it. Yeah, Soldier 76. I bet a little silly hat would fit on him. Yeah, sure. Hot dang. All right, let me get all this in here. Baba booey, baba booey. I'm checking my mic to see if it's nice. All right.
Excellent. Is it also weird that I'm looking forward to next weekend?
Why? What's next weekend?
Next weekend I have nothing going on, so I'm excited to just sleep in and chill.
Oh yeah.
It's been going nonstop, and my social battery, while I'm super grateful, it's running real low.
I feel you.
I need a weekend to just do that. And I found out next week, actually, oh my God, this is great. Next week, I found out at my job, we get a Friday off every week, and next week will be my week.
Ooh.
So I have a 3-day weekend. Ooh, that makes me even super excited.
Kick your feet up. Kick your feet up. Yeah. Oh, Kyle, did you redo the intro, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, you know what, bud? Listen, I'm ready to start.
Okay.
I want to thank Jose Martinez, who's in the chat. I want to thank Luke Lore I guess, in the chat. I want to thank Carlene in the chat. You know, Jacob Hudson, thank you all so much. With that, it's time to start the show and to get all serious on y'all. So, Kyle, let's take it away, bud.
See you in a bit, chat.
Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 336 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the greatest, the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we are talking about the PlayStation Cloud streaming arriving, Square Enix not understanding how expectations work. Red Dead Redemption is back, and not in the way Joe wants. It's Sony's first-party delays, the reason behind the lackluster showcase, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night over at youtube.com at PS Trophy Room every 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on your podcast feed each and every Thursday. So, with all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
Tired, but great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Same.
I was back
I'm sweaty, but great.
Yeah, I was back in the city last Saturday. Went to Play NYC, which is a local like indie game thing, so saw a lot of really cool things there. But again, like I said on the pre-show, I'm tired. My social battery is real low.
Yeah, because last week, right? You
I filmed the showcase. Yeah, which was in the city.
This weekend you went to Play NYC,
which was in the city, which is a 2-hour trip for me, everybody. Each way. So it's not like a quick little, trot into the city. No. 45-minute car ride, hour and a half train.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Oof. It's right.
So yeah, no, you do deserve like a nice weekend off where you're just playing Final Fantasy 16 and no one is bugging you.
No. No, this Saturday I get to see Catherine, our friend Catherine. It's her birthday, so I'm gonna go celebrate her birthday with her. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Catherine! I love you so very much.
Yeah.
I want to just start off just being very thankful for this community, if I may. Over the weekend, I got some less than stellar news about the good old pup Marty. And everybody has been very supportive as, the Bad Bit family has been kind of hunkered down in our feelings as we think about the next steps for the puppers. It seems like we're at a crossroads right now, and hopefully next week I could get good news about my dog. But it's been a rough couple of days. I'm not gonna lie to you, but honestly, to see everybody's well wishes, honestly, I'm just so incredibly grateful for everyone. Thank you all so very much. So that said, Kyle, I don't want to be a buzzkill or a bummer any longer. Okay. I want to start off this question with an offensive question from none other than Captain Logan over at the Xbox Expansion Pass, the greatest Xbox podcast with the solo host Captain Logan there ever was. He asks, what kind of news have you heard about Aloy being in the next Pokemon update? Now, Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
So apparently there was a Pokemon Direct.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see anything other than it was very lackluster. But apparently there is a new Pokemon that looks straight up like the robot giraffe in the long necks.
Okay,
in
yes. Yes, I did see that in addition to the Pokemon trading card game from Game Boy coming out finally, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, I saw the tall neck. How dare they?
Yeah. And honestly, it's like the audacity, because it really does feel like, a Game Freak walked over to like Gorilla and was just like, "Hey, can we borrow your homework?" Like, and Gorilla's like, "Sure, just don't make it look like us." And then
they drop the pencil, and then as they lean over to pick it up, they're just like looking over Gorilla's shoulder right next door, like okay.
Oh yeah, that's really great inspiration. Yeah.
we'll know if there's like a What was the Pokemon? Totodile? If there's another evolution of Totodile and it's just a Snapmaw.
Yes.
We'll know if they just keep adding more of the robot dinosaurs.
Well,
Machines.
you know what? Like there was probably like some fanboy out there going, "Well, actually, if you think really hard enough, it's Gorilla that copied all of the little Pokemon."
Sure.
You know?
No, they copied dinosaurs, not Pokemon. Real dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's true. That being said, though, yeah, I'm my heart breaks for you Pokemon fans. I hope you guys get a win eventually. Seems like y'all are hurting.
They're not
hurting out
excited
there.
for that that Detective Pikachu game.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Who's honestly excited for the Detective Pikachu?
I thought it was a big deal. Apparently, I'm being proven wrong every single time I bring it up. I thought people loved the first one, so I guess not. All right.
And you know what? Like real talk, I thought that movie did well.
The movie was great. I enjoyed it.
I thought I like we're never gonna get another one.
I guess not. That's a shame.
Pokemon. I mean Nintendo. They're weird,
Yeah.
but also. Yeah. Anyway, nonetheless, listen, we got a lot of PlayStation stuff to talk about. Let's leave the Pokemon in the past where it belongs, where it was truly great, the Game Boy, and then that's it. That said, we got a ton of PlayStation news to get through, but before we do, of course, a little bit of housekeeping for you. We got the trophy room store merch is up, link down in the description for that. And as for our Patreon pitch, since I am suffering an awful migraine, Kyle, you've designated yourself to read all the things today.
Yeah.
So take it away, good sir.
Oh boy. Here's where I mess up the cadence and the voice. Don't expect the voice,
You got
everybody.
this.
Newest Patreon
Patience.
members, Rick Davis, gold member, and Lord Suddy at the gold member level. Premium members, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. Platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuku Kill 90, Stephen Flash, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, and Chris the Wizard. And our gold members, Cypher Primus, Dot, Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hide Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, Red Arrow, Ageless Hermit, Androzosaur, Astronaut Jr., not to be mistaken for Astronaut Senior, Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller, Brett and Zachary, Brett T. Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dellinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold ET, Tino 6 Speed, and Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bammin, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, and Dewani Raksha. Whew.
Thank you all so much for supporting us like you do over at patreon.com. Of course, if you want your name read on the show, if you want to listen to literally hundreds at this point of hours of bonus content, make sure you head on over to patreon.com/@PS Trophy Room. We are recording this week's top tier where Kyle and I go head to head over who has the best list when it comes to the best PlayStation boss fights
Yeah.
ever.
So to pitch everyone on the idea, we're each going to draft a team of 5. And then we're going to battle and yell at each other for why our team is better. The patrons get to choose which team won. And then every top tier is a new battle, new subject, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a good time. I'm going to destroy Joe in this one. I'm just saying that right now.
Oh, you kidding me? Okay, bud. Alrighty. No, I think we're gonna come at you with some haymakers that you're not even prepared.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
In real talk, I got 3 games. My memory's not good. I got a pounding migraine. I think you might beat me here, bud.
I think I got a list of 24.
Okay, all right. Someone did his homework. You know what?
Yeah, I did my homework.
That's gonna be embarrassing when I still beat you. That said,
okay.
Patreon's the reason why we look so great, sound so good. So even if it's just $1, it really does help us out. Keeps the lights on, keeps the show going, and we can be more appreciative. Thank you all so very much. Kyle, it is time to square up the news.
First bit of news that needs to be squared up is from Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle. Zarmina writes, PS5 cloud game streaming beta is live with 4K support. Sony has kicked off PS5 cloud game streaming beta for select PS Plus premium users, complete with 4K support. The company had announced back in June that the feature was still in quote-unquote early stages. Sony has been sending out emails to random PS Plus premium users with a beta invite. Reset Era user Arashi Games received one such email and posted a screenshot that shows PS5 game streaming offers a max resolution of 2160p depending on users' internet connection. A number of games, nearly all first party, are already available to stream. Beta participants can try out the following right now: God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Fortnite, Fall Guys, Destiny 2, Returnal, Demon's Souls, Death Stranding, Sackboy Big Adventure, Destruction All-Stars, Fall Guys again, PS Plus Premium Trials, Demon Slayer, and Resident Evil Village. Do note that the ongoing PS5 system software beta is being run separately. The beta codes PS Plus Premium users are receiving are specifically for cloud streaming preview. A quote-unquote preview tab should appear for participants in the PS Plus Premium section. Sony has yet to say when PS5 streaming will become available to all premium users.
Okay, Kyle. So I was a big dum-dum. I was like, everybody's been making this big hoo-hoo like about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like the biggest news ever because apparently PlayStation is beating Xbox to the punch here.
Sure.
And I was asking folks, I was like, what's the true like why is everybody so excited over this? And I was quickly made a fool. I was like, oh, this makes a whole lot of sense. It's the ability to try a game, not commit to it, and see if you like it. So for example, right, like if I am curious about, I don't know, Destiny 2, right? Instead of me having to wait to download an 80 gig file, or for Horizon Zero Dawn's case, like a 90 plus gig file, I could stream the game, see if I like it, and then if I do, I can hit that download button. That's really, really damn convenient. And to see that it goes up to 4K as well is really awesome. Do you find yourself using this feature much in the future? How do you, as a consumer, check out games? Do you think this is going to like change your behavior in any which way?
No. I will probably never use this. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to check out a game, I will see if there's a demo available on the store. And lately I've noticed they have been updating. There has been some decent amount of demos up there for some games, not all. But I think that's just my go-to, and I think I know which games that I'm going to be into regardless. So right. Like, especially if it's like only first party games, or as of right now, like majority of that list of first party stuff, I'm going to get it regardless. So, unless it's something that's completely out of my zone and I want to try out, I'd rather listen to what people I trust say about it than stream it.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to change my behavior when it comes to like interacting with games either, because usually how I go and I select a game is like, for example, like Final Fantasy 16, right? I would check out a couple reviews like ACG or like Skilled Up. Mm-hmm. I'd read some previews. I'd see if the gameplay kind of piques my interest. I usually do my research way in advance.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm very like, okay, this is the game I want to play. But where I think it actually may like change a few things of how I dabble is when I'm suffering, and we all go through this, the rut that is burnout.
Oh yeah.
Where we're like, there's not a game right now speaking to me. Let me try this game. Let me try that game. I think that's where cloud gaming is going to get me in, where like, oh, here's a game I wouldn't have normally tried, but that's right here. Let me just give it a go. Like, I still have like Killzone Liberation on my PS5. It's waiting to get platinumed, but I still don't have the wherewithal to actually click the button and hit play. If that barrier was broken to me, where I can play on my PS5 and not have to like worry about downloading anything, that would help me a significant bit of like finding a game that I'm into that I normally wouldn't play. So I get the allure to it, though it's not for me because I have high download speeds. This is no doubt a really great, update for those of whom that don't have the most stellar internet out there, so that they could still
Sure.
experience it,
Absolutely.
even if it's in like 720p.
Yeah.
That said, Kyle, we have an update from Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson. How about you take this one away?
Oh,
here,
I
sir?
will in just 1 second.
Okay, Kyle is typing something out. He's doing something.
We had
for
a
work.
question in the chat that I want to make sure that they know we'll answer later in the show.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah. Where's that update? I'm so sorry, audio listeners.
You got
It's
this.
coming
No
right
pressure.
here. Details on PlayStation's Project Chronos.
Crushed it.
Cloud streaming for the PS5. Internally named Project Chronos, the new streaming architecture aims to build a robust PS5 streaming experience that will serve as a major step forward in the company's growth in the ever-growing market. It's understood that the development of Chronos began 5 years ago due to the complexity surrounding the PlayStation 5's SSD. While the SSD is very fast in the PS5, it created a new challenge that made it impossible for Sony to develop the infrastructure needed using current technology on the market, functionality, latency, etc. Sources said that Sony will have a total of 28 data centers across 15 metros for the PS5 cloud streaming rollout, with its plans to fully launch the feature in fiscal year 23 from April 2023 to March 2024.
Cloud gaming is on the horizon, Kyle. All the cloud gaming. We don't need a console anymore, Kyle. It's all in the cloud.
Boo!
All this, that, and the other thing. Why are you doing this?
I like a new console every now and again.
Why? There's no point anymore, Kyle. It's all in the cloud. Everything will be in the cloud. Everything you love in the cloud.
I hate the cloud. I hate it. I
do you
don't
get all, like-
generally hate it. It's just, I don't know. Call me old fashioned. I like my big plastic box that I can insert physical things in.
I think when we talk about like the cloud gaming stuff,
Mhm.
we have like this. I don't know. I think console gamers, we have this kind of like, no.
If it ain't
No,
broke,
thank you.
don't fix it kind of thing.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like with this box where it is. I think even when you take a look at what's going on in the cloud space right now, it's not the biggest movement that I think companies like Microsoft would like to see.
Yeah.
I actually do. I think I like PlayStation's approach here, where they are seemingly going more like slow, steady. Where Xbox, they kind of did this thing where it's like, hey, let's put just like all these Xbox Series X, consoles on server blades, and let's just make or cloud gaming another pillar that we're going to take equally as important as console and PC, and it's just not there yet. And I think that's kind of hindered Xbox Series X sales because there's not enough X's out there. So I don't know, man. I like this approach, and I just hope. Here's what I hope, Kyle. This doesn't suck as much as remote play does right now. It is too much of a headache to get into a remote play, at least to set it up. Like, it depends on like the Wi-Fi that you're hooked up to and all that stuff. It annoys me. I go through it every time I'm at work, and I'm like, let me sneak something in during a break. And it's just like, it just takes forever to hook up to my PS5 and to get playing on anything. I want to know what your thoughts are for there. What is it that PlayStation has to do to make cloud gaming attractive for Kyle Stevenson? So a man who is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure. And I don't think it's a PlayStation problem.
Yeah.
I think it's just an infrastructure thing, or like make Wi-Fi internet connections faster for everybody, especially for me. Like, I know my situation is not the same as everybody else's, but I'm living at home. I have every single person in this house has a phone that's connected to the Wi-Fi. The TV needs the internet to hook up the apps that are running. Everything is so connected in this household that getting a decent amount of bandwidth to stream a game or to use it remote play, it's just not going to happen here for me. So until outside things that are outside of PlayStation's control can make that appealing to me, then I'm just not even going to worry about it.
Yeah. I think that's probably the biggest, the biggest hurdle
And
that they have to go through.
yeah, and I don't know what the answer is or when that solution's going to happen. Like, I know there's been some, advancements in like the 5G, giving us cancer and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Totally not real, by the way.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of like signals. If you really think about it, there's a lot of beams going in you.
Sure. Yeah. You're also walking through a lot of invisible beams when you're just out and about.
Exactly. So I don't like, honestly.
So it's not just phones; it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. So I know there's been like.
I'm not
steps.
a doctor.
No, I'm not. I'm a gamer. I'm not a doctor. Yeah. Until those outside things can happen, and the industry not forcing me to go in a more digital and streaming way, I'm gonna be happy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
For me, as someone who does live in a more metro area, this whole idea actually gets me really hyped. Like, I think the thing that gets me into this is a Project Q. It's I've been playing so much of my Steam Deck lately. I love it so much. If I had a device though that was just, here's all my PlayStation games, oh my God, I'd be in heaven. That's generally what I want to play more times than not. We host a PlayStation podcast. So like, instead of me just playing strictly Baldur's Gate and like Sunset Overdrive on my Steam Deck, to go over and to play like, again, like a Killzone Liberation, like explore the backlog of PlayStation that I've missed, thanks to like PlayStation Premium and stuff. That would be really awesome for me. So I think that's where it gets me. If Project Q is more than, hey, this thing hooks up to your PlayStation 5, this thing can, get beamed via or communicate with a, one of these data centers, that gets me in the door in streaming for sure. I don't think of streaming though as my main way to game. I think of right now cloud gaming as the companion to the main way that I game. So that's where I think cloud streaming sits for me right now.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. I just don't like a lot of outlets and people making it seem like it is the only way that the future is going to go. I'm fine with it being an addition. Just don't make it the whole thing.
Yeah, that's your fear, because then that locks you out of gaming.
Yeah,
right?
Then everything is just going to be. If it was in my current situation now, and tomorrow I wake up and streaming works or is the way for everyone to game, then I'm going to be very, very upset, and I'm going to be out of luck because I won't be able to like sit down and play games in a smooth way.
I'll quell your fears of like 2 little antidotes.
Oh, I'm not actually like, super fearful. I'm just playing that card right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Well, to quell that card's fear, I would just say, listen, when streaming actually starts taking off in about like 6 to 7 years, your internet's going to be able to handle that stuff, just the way internet infrastructure works. So like, I think that issue is going to be lessened over time. And I do think we often go like, this is the future of gaming, whether it's streaming or like VR. It's like, this is where the future is. And no, the future is in like pillars. Like VR didn't kill nothing. Streaming isn't killing nothing. PC gaming isn't killing nothing. Mobile gaming is like, everybody I think right now is trying to stitch everything together to create one cohesive ecosystem for everybody to kind of live in. I think that's what we're seeing from Microsoft right now. Is like, hey, listen, all these ways of gaming are valid. We're not here to take anything away from you. We're just here to expand it. And I think that's where the future of gaming's going. So I don't think you got nothing to worry about, bud.
Cool. I'll still be buying my plastic cases with actual discs inside for as long as I can.
And Square Enix will continue to cry about games not hitting expectations. Take it away, good sir.
Michael Larry over at PS Lifestyle writes, Final Fantasy 16 sales failed to hit Square Enix's high-end expectations. Final Fantasy 16 sold 3 million copies in just a week. However, the acclaimed RPG has not hit Square Enix's highest expectations. As noted by Bloomberg sources, Square Enix president Takahashi Kiryu, Sorry, Takahashi, reportedly said in a post-earnings call that Final Fantasy XVI's initial sales, quote, did not meet the high end of the company's expectations, end quote. Bloomberg also alleged that he blamed, quote, oh my God, Kyle.
You got this.
Slow
You got this.
adoption of the PS5, end quote, which is unusual since the PS5 is vastly outselling the Xbox Series X and S and is only slightly behind the adoption rate of the PS4. He reportedly noted that the company has plans to boost sales now that more systems are out there. This is all a little unexpected, since other stories concerning Final Fantasy XVI, aside from the company reportedly worrying about pre-order numbers, were all positive. It was the fastest selling PS5 exclusive and performed, quote, extremely well, unquote, according to Square Enix. However, sales can still be solid but under expectations, especially when tied to one single system with a user base of 40 million people, which is what Square implied with its extremely well statement. For comparison, Final Fantasy XV launched on PS4 and Xbox One in November 2016 and sold 5 million copies in just a few days, a milestone it could hit because of the multi-platform release on 2 systems. Final Fantasy VII Remake sold over 3.5 million copies in 10 days in April 2020, and while it did just launch on PS4, the PS4 install base was over 106 million at the time. Square Enix has been notorious for its acclaimed multi-million selling games still coming under expectations. Tomb Raider, Hitman, Sleeping Dogs, Just Cause 4, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Marvel's Avengers, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy are some of the other Square Enix published games that came in under what the publisher expected.
Oh, this makes me so angry. I want to yell the C word under my shirt. Kyle, this question comes from Matthew Kennedy over on the Trophy Room Discord server. Of course, each and every Wednesday, we ask you guys for your questions, your comments, and you guys can leave them over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter or on the Trophy Room Discord server, which we hear is hustling, it's bustling, it's thriving, it's huge. Everybody go in, be a part of the greatest community on the internet. Matthew Kennedy from the Star writes, hey guys.
Oh, I thought I was reading it.
You know what? I'm in. I'm in on it.
Oh, you're in. Okay.
It's been a while since I've written in. Summer has been busy. Hope both of your summers have been going well. Great times for family and friends. My question is concerning Square Enix and their once again ever-growing disappointment in sales numbers. According to PlayStation, I am currently at 97% with 78 hours logged in Final Fantasy XVI. It's my current game of the year. I'm infatuated with the story, the lore, the world building, the characters, the drama, you name it. So, with Square Enix never seemingly happy enough, is this just their way of crying out, buy us, so that Sony finally pulls a deal off? I know you guys have talked about this forever, but we are starting to see signs becoming a little more clearer for a Sony/Square merger, like one we saw with Bungie. Or does Sony just let go, or does Sony just go all in? Question mark. Looking forward to the show, gents. Okay, all right, let's tackle this piece by piece. Square Enix never happy.
Can I start real quick?
Please.
I think Square Enix needs to fire their stats guy. They need to figure out who's making these graphs, who's doing whatever numbers and conversion rates and percentages, and get rid of them.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell me that FF15, 2 systems, sold 5 million copies?
Mm-hmm.
7 Remake sold 3.5 million in 10 days on 1 system.
Uh-huh.
But Final Fantasy 16 selling 3 million in a week on 1 system is bad? There's some math that's not connecting. I think it's in their board's heads. I don't know.
Yeah, because like you're right. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake 3.5 million. Still, all these numbers, by the way,
insane.
Are great.
They're insane.
Any game would love to have 3.5 million copies of their game sold in a week. But like, yeah, Final Fantasy 16 selling 3 million with less than 40 million PS5s out when it launched makes sense that number lands, and it seems pretty darn good. It's just, I feel like one of these things where like companies consistently want to beat their expectations. And I think one of their things is like they're concerned that Final Fantasy, the franchise, is starting to hit a ceiling. And I think that concern may be valid. Maybe Final Fantasy is hitting a certain ceiling with folks. That I can understand. But I do want to elaborate a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
They said it met expectations when back, like a month ago with the who, like, is this the he said, she said of like, did this game actually perform well? They said it met expectations. And what they said here is it didn't meet their high expectations. So it met their expectations, whether it was low or medium, that's fine. It's still a success because it met the expectation. They just wanted it to exceed it a bit, which I don't blame them. Every company wants to exceed expectations.
Exactly.
But it goes off to what you said, Kyle. It's like someone's got to fire the bean counters here. Because obviously, it's either that or like some type of arrogance where it's like, no way our games can't be the best games ever made every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those two, or maybe a combination of both. But, you know, I've seen them walk away from people like IOI making Hitman a game that would go off to sell millions because it knows what it wants to be. And, you know, come back with things like Avengers, which doesn't set the world on fire the way that they want to, and then they walk away from that, and then just Crystal as a whole. So like, I don't know, man. So many of these decisions post Takahashi's takeover as the new CEO, and you know, they just don't make any sense. I don't know, Kyle, anymore about all roads leading to Square. Because it does seem like this CEO wants to expand Square Enix and take it in places literally where Square Enix has never either A, been before, or a resurgence of. So like, you know, getting Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox is probably one of their priorities. You know, that's what I'm thinking is the future of Square, is kind of them hopefully like sort of like a Capcom. You see a rebirth or a renaissance from Capcom. But I want to know what you think, dude. Do you think all roads still lead to Square? Do you even want that to happen at this point?
I don't even know anymore. Would I love to have would I love have the assurance that I'll be able to play all future Final Fantasy games on PlayStation if they were purchased? Absolutely, I would. But at this point, I don't know if the mission statements, I think, match up between the two.
Sure.
I just think the Square's, the lofty expectations and then like acting on what they think should be higher is just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't jive with it.
No, neither do I. Again, I
would
think Square
love to know what their expectations are of FF14 coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
Are they like, we want 15 million subscribers on Xbox. That's our expectations.
Alex, Phil's like, wait, how much?
You heard me. You heard me. Come on, Phil, make it happen. That's why we're doing this.
Did I fucking stutter, Phil?
If it's 5 million, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. No, yeah. I think the deals with Xbox, I think one of the things that we were hearing was Square really wanted reassurance that if they make a game on Xbox, that like Xbox would pay in kind, right? Like the deal had to be really sweet for them. So to me, I don't know if Square's still on the table.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they did go out there and purchase Square, similar like Activision, there's just a lot of work that needs to be done, changing that culture of that company. And that's why I really don't like any of these like big, massive deals, because it's like, that's a lot of culture changing. That's a lot of fixing. And do we want to waste all our time on fixing, you know, this big conglomerate when we could just go out there, partner with cool teams, infuse them with cash, and then, you know, make a franchise or two with them? I think that's always the call I would like, but that's just me. You know what, Kyle, that I don't like, if I could be completely honest with you?
Oh, I sense a segue, but before we get to the segue,
okay,
I really hope we don't get another Guardians of the Galaxy situation where that game was like this is me editorializing here, raked
Yeah.
over the coals for how bad it did, quote unquote, like commercially. That game was stellar, and more people should
Yeah.
play it. Yeah, but like to hold it in the same regards of what a Final Fantasy, maybe. Pump your brakes a little bit, Square.
Yeah.
So they need, like I said earlier, they need to figure out who's giving them these numbers and like retrain them, do some conversions. I don't know. It's messed up.
Honestly, what they did with Guardians is a travesty because that game is stellar. It's one of my favorite superhero games and movies ever. And what is it? Eidos, come on,
Yep.
Let's make another one. You don't got Square holding you back. Let's do it, Embracer.
That's right.
That said, you know what's holding us back, Kyle? That's right. I'll try again.
Let's do it.
$50 for what is just simply a port on PS4. That's what's holding me back.
Chris Scullion over at VGC writes, Take-Two CEO says $50 for Red Dead Redemption on Switch and PS4 is, quote, commercially accurate, end quote. Take-Two publisher Rockstar Games announced on Monday that Red Dead Redemption will be coming to Switch and PS4 on August 17th with a physical release to follow on October 13th. It was also announced that the game would cost $49.99 or £39.99 pounds or euros, whatever that is. And we'll also include the Undead Nightmare DLC. IGN asked Zelnick why the game was given that price point, especially considering that it's already available on Xbox via backwards compatibility at $29.99. After Take-Two EVP of Finance Hannah Sage pointed out that the Switch and PS4 versions also included Undead Nightmare, Zelnick added that Undead Nightmare, quote, was a great standalone game in its own right when it was originally released, so we feel like it's a great bundle for the first time, and certainly a great value for consumers, end quote. Rockstar's announcement on Monday read, quote, experience the epic Western adventure Red Dead Redemption and its groundbreaking zombie horror companion, Undead Nightmare, as both games come to the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 for the very first time in a single package. In a new conversion by Double 11 Studios, the Switch and PS4 versions bring the two classic experiences together again for both new players and original fans to enjoy across modern consoles, including backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5, end quote.
The audacity of this. Are you kidding me? I woke up to this news, Kyle.
I saw the image. I'm like, oh, Joe. Oh, Joe's got to be happy. And then I read it. It's like, uh-oh.
Okay, so this is what I did, all right? I woke up, hit the alarm, and because I'm addicted to social media, I checked Twitter, right? And here I am. I see from Nintendo Life, Red Dead Redemption comes to the Switch. I'm like, hell yes. I know that's the Xbox 360 version probably, right? But I don't care. That then has to mean we're getting a, Red Dead Redemption at 60 frames per second and 4K and updated textures and all that.
Some kind of upscale.
Some type of upscale. Nope. Oh, do we get multiplayer? Now that's a big ask. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Oh, cool. How much is it going to be? It can't be more than like $30. $50? Let me tell you something. If I remember correctly, back in the day, you could buy Undead Nightmare and Red Dead 1, right? The 360 version mentioned in this article, back in the day, for about the same price. So, Zelnick, I got a question for you, dude. Are you out of your fucking mind? How does this make any for a new player? Sure, for a new player. I guess. But even that's a stretch because this is, at the end of the day, a port of a now 10-plus-year-old game, right?
Yeah.
So, like, even then, come on, we're stretching it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We really are. This is annoying. That said, Katie writes in. So, with the disappointing news that the long-rumored Red Dead Redemption remake/remaster is, in fact, just going to be a port. This has brought up a question for me and a lot of other people. Considering we are getting so little from Rockstar with Red Dead, were people too quick to judge and too unfair towards Naughty Dog in The Last of Us Part 1? Ooh. Was it needed? No. But did Naughty Dog honor their word when they said it's not going to be half-ass port? It's going to be different. A lot of stuff improved. 100%. Honestly, a lot of hypocrisy floating around. Anyway, much love to you all. Sending all positive vibes both your way, especially Joe. Love you guys. Love you too, Katie. Thank you so much for writing in. This is a great point.
Yes,
Kyle,
it is.
did we treat the Red Dead remake, sorry, the Last of Us remake too harshly?
Take
Is
we
this
out
the
of
Thanos
it. You mean collectively we? Like the media at
Yes,
large?
the collective we. The collective.
Because I've always been okay with it. Yeah, absolutely. It was way too harsh on them. When you see the final product, you may not want it, which is totally fine. When you see the final product of what part one is, you can tell some work went into it, especially side by side. Me watching this reveal of Red Dead Redemption on PS4 and Switch, watching that trailer, it looks like it did. I don't see much of a jump, if anything at all. And for $50, that's pretty hefty.
That's a steep price tag.
Yeah.
I would even go. I think yes, where the media and the influencers out there to outrage. Yes, there's usually on social media when like there's that fake confusion outrage. Like, why does it need to be this price? Question mark, exclamation point. Shocked face on the corner of a thumbnail. That we get that type of outrage confuses me. It's like, why does The Last of Us Part 1 even exist? Is there a point? It's like, yes, because they're making a show on it and they hope that the show's a hit so that people go buy this and it looks like something modern. So it doesn't look like it's something that is almost 10 years old.
More on parity with the Part 2.
Exactly. Yeah. So people go on to Part 2 and look at what happened. Exactly what we said here. You didn't need to be a scientist to get that all. That said, I still don't think The Last of Us Part 1 remake, even with the graphical overhaul, is worth the $70. I would actually say probably worth the 50/60. Sure, I'll give them 60, but like a full price, even then, for what is a graphical overhaul, but you take away the multiplayer component, that is a bummer to me. That doesn't warrant, $70. I think 50/60 is probably more justified, as where this should probably also be about $30 to $40. I think $40 would probably, because like people, I think if you're one of the bean counters there, you're like, there's prestige behind the name Red Dead and this franchise, so we can get away with 40, and I think that's why they're charging 50.
1,000,000%, yeah.
It's all about branding. At the end of the day, there's a reason why Nikes are like, $100. You know what I mean? It's not because they're the best shoe. It's because people think they're the best shoe because that brand is so powerful. So like,
spoken by a true Apple boy.
That exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You get your Apple Watch,
3
you get
years
the phone.
later.
Yeah.
And I love it because my chat bubbles are blue. I'm that dumb. So, I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody out there. I'm going to be buying the new phone next month.
Oh yeah, no, it happens with everything.
I'm not even sure why.
Yeah,
I just know I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see every Marvel movie no matter what.
Yeah,
just because it's my thing.
That's right. Guardians 3 is gonna make you cry.
Oh, so it absolutely did.
Oh my god, right?
So good.
It's powerful. What a film. So like to me, it's all about branding, man. That's all. That's why they charge you $50 because we might be upset, but most people are gonna buy it at 50.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I will not be that person. I won't.
Gonna wait for a sale.
Yeah, when it's about $25, then that's appropriate.
I could maybe not, but I could see maybe the physical go on sale for Black Friday. Maybe just maybe a little discount.
Probably. Yeah,
I would if I was Take-Two, seeing all this outrage of it. I would.
I mean, it's coming out in what, October?
October, the week
Friday.
Before Spider-Man.
Oh God, no chance. Yeah,
physically, digitally, it's out like next week. It's weird.
Yeah. So they even know what this game is. I mean, even the way like Zelnick talked about it, it's like it was a great it's like the person next to him was like, hey, listen, they did sell the DLC as a standalone. Oh, a standalone. So like we combined them. Profit. This is good deal.
Yeah.
But right now I think it's like 100,000 dislikes to like 35,000 likes. Like it's pretty brutal out there. So I think they get the hint. I also think a lot of what they said last year about the Grand Theft Auto remakes, quote unquote.
It's not the same company doing
not
both,
the same.
right?
No.
Okay.
Luckily not. But that was also bullshit. They didn't. No. They truly don't care. That said, Eon88 writes in. I love this question. Hi guys. Hope you're both doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I have a question. Would you rather Rockstar spend the time remastering and improving a great game in Red Dead Redemption, or getting GTA 6 done? Now, Zelnick has stressed that, sometime in 2024 or 2025, they're going to see a massive hit on their hands. He's winked, nudge so many times. We know it's GTA 6.
What else could it be?
What else could it be? Now, Eon continues, personally, I would like to see a new game, but at the same time, at least we know Red Dead is great. Love to hear your thoughts. So, Kyle, what are your thoughts on this, buddy?
Yeah, I would like to see a new game. I would like to maybe see how crazy GTA 6 is, and just like be in awe of what Rockstar can do. But I feel like this is more of a question towards you, because you are the Red Dead person. If they actually did a Last of Us Part 1 version of Red Dead Redemption, would that be more exciting to you than a GTA 6? Yeah, exactly, right?
100%.
Yeah.
But at the same exact time, I'm not a fool. GTA 6 is going to be... Like, even GTA 5, I get we're tired of it because it's been ported so many times, but even that game... It is really good. Like there's no denying that story is really great, especially at its time.
That multiplayer is crazy still.
Exactly. So, at the end of the day, I think Eon makes a really good point. It's like, listen, as much as we'd love a Red Dead remaster or remake, I would like to see them do something new. It is again, like this mirrors a lot of like Naughty Dog. It's like, I love The Last of Us Part 1 remake, but like, can we just get the next Last of Us or the next new IP out of you? Like, I don't want, a Last of Us Part 2, remake type of treatment, because it doesn't need it. It's gorgeous. Just continue the story, or complete the story, as I might say, with Part 3. Just get me the new content. Stop remaking, remastering everything.
Yeah.
I think this industry's addicted to it. But
yeah,
great question. That said, Kyle, here's the major story of the night. There is no segue at this, so just take it away, good sir.
Michael Leary over at PS Lifestyle writes, Sony financial report hints at first-party delays. Sony has a few big games planned for 2023, like Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Helldivers 2. But according to a recent financial report, it sounds like there were a few more that were planned for 2023 or early 2024, but have been delayed. As spotted by Okami Games, Sony's latest financial report has a section dedicated to the forecast for the rest of the fiscal year, which ends on March 31st, 2024. While decreased spending and increased sales of DLC and third-party games were listed as positives, the final bullet point lists, quote, impact of changes in the launch dates of a portion of first-party titles, end quote, as a negative. The report doesn't get into specifics, meaning it could be any number of unannounced titles. It also specifies that there's more than one with its use of, quote, launch dates and titles. There are a few possible culprits too, like the rumored Last of Us Part 2 PS5 upgrade, Horizon Zero Dawn remake, or Fire Sprite's Twisted Metal, which, given the success of The Last of Us, Sony might have wanted to position somewhat around the Peacock show. It's possible that Stellar Blade might be included in this group. Sony Interactive Entertainment is publishing the title, but it is being developed by Shift Up, a third-party studio. Stellar Blade was announced for 2023, but hasn't gotten a new trailer since September of 2022. It seems likely that at least one of the titles is The Last of Us multiplayer game, which notably missed the last PlayStation showcase and was reportedly recently downsized after a disappointing assessment from Bungie.
Ooh. All right, we got a ton of questions surrounding this. I do want to talk about the less than stellar showcase. I'm not here to tell you it was great. I'm not here to tell you it was the definitive thing. My opinion was
it's fine.
It was fine. But
Yeah.
as a PlayStation show looking for PlayStation things, it was a bummer.
Yeah.
This news, though, brings a lot of clarity as to, and Kyle, I don't want you to throw a punch at me, because no disrespect to him, why we saw so many indie titles there at this showcase. It does seem like, there was a lot of rumors a week before this show of like Tom Henderson coming out, and he's been on the money with most of these rumors and going like, literally saw things that were not in this show. This makes those rumors or those murmurs seem more and more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bummer, but I think personally, I want to know what you think. COVID definitely played a factor here as they're getting back into the workforce. Now it jumps from, hey, everybody work from home. That's a huge thing to do.
Yeah.
During mid-production of anything. And then going, okay, guys, and semi back to sort of normal, not really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you'd like.
It's a lot of adjusting to do in a short period of time.
A lot of adjusting. And a lot of adjusting in strategy and expectations. So do you think that's the case here, Kyle? Or are you now maybe a little bit more understanding of the last showcase? Because I know you said is fine. But,
first of all, I know where you live, and after the show, I'm gonna come and beat you up for that indie comment.
Ouch. He's got my assassination coordinates, everybody.
No, I know your mailing address. I've mailed you things. I know exactly where you live.
Oh God.
What was the question?
No, does this
Oh, does it change my idea of the last showcase?
Yeah.
No. I Is it a bummer? Absolutely, that we didn't see things that are probably got moved because they were delayed. Absolutely. I personally dug the indies that were shown there. I get it; they're not everybody's thing. But even the first big PlayStation showcase had a ton of indies in it too. So it's not like it's not like something new, right?
Right.
The first party stuff that we did see were all CG trailers, especially that oh my God!
See, even
the
you're
Guardian,
games.
Is it the Guardians one? No, that's Haven.
Concord.
Yes, where it was literally just a
you.
20-second thing. We didn't see any whatever that game is, and that's all we got. Like that kind of stuff bums me out more than games missing. It's like, Is that all you're showing us, really? I'm disappointed by that more than we didn't see a Twisted Metal or a Horizon remake or whatever surprises, maybe a Wolverine, who knows. That the things that we saw in such a little amount that we saw and not things that we can actually play is what bummed me out of it.
Yeah. We really got to see what PlayStation's got. I know we've been harking on it for a while now, but like, even when you take a look at like last year's showcase, like games like, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, that game ain't coming out anytime soon now.
Or if ever.
So like
Who knows?
So like we really don't know what the future really does hold in terms of like the far out things. Because we know what the roadmap is sort of for the next 6 months. But I would love a clear, hey, here's the Ghost thing. Here's the Bloodborne thing. We know modders gave you 60 FPS. God damn it.
What's that next holiday game? What's that next summer game?
Exactly.
Like what are we doing?
Now, that said, M9 Prime writes in, hello to both you fine hosts.
Hello.
Since Sony has revealed some games got delayed out of 2023/early 2024, as well as Devolver Digital also having a delay showcase. Let me just stop you right there.
It was amazing. I loved it.
Amazing.
Only 3 minutes long. And it was great. They did the whole Nintendo thing at the end where games still coming out 2023, ones that were delayed. It was great.
So good. And like the announcers like just taking the piss out of all of it.
They even announced new things in there too. Like games getting DLCs out of nowhere that we didn't even know. Who would have
thought? Creating a game where you go from a 3D plane to a 2D plane, it's harder than it looked.
Creatively and courageously moving to 2024.
Phenomenal.
It was so good.
Devolver.
Keep doing what you do, Devolver.
Please stay weird. Anyway, which delayed games are you itching to play the most? Thank you both, Joseph and Kyle, for the amazing job you do every week. Out of
Thank
all
you,
these
sir.
games here, Kyle,
The rumored
all the
ones.
rumored delayed. Yeah, rumored.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Hmm.
Questions, pondering, synapses.
Honestly, just because it's the newest thing, it would be the Twisted Metal game.
Yeah, that. I mean, I think we're both surprised that was even announced this year because of the show.
And again, we just talked about it last one, and I'm sorry, this fly flying around me is driving me nuts this episode.
I haven't seen it.
All right,
I haven't seen
it because it's dark in here and all the lights are
Yeah.
here. It's just buzzing back and forth. I want
So
to punch
Jiminy
it.
reincarnated
I want
from
to
a
punch it
cricket
out
to
of the
fly.
sky so bad. Like the Last of Us Part 2 upgrade.
Mhm.
Sure, I would be down to play. I've been itching to play it again, but I have it on PS4. Horizon
Sure.
Zero Dawn remake, I just replayed before Forbidden West, so that's still new to me. But a brand new Twisted Metal game, yes, I would love to see what you're doing with Twisted Metal and how you are modernizing it and changing what is a ridiculous premise of car combat, a game that we got a little bit of in Destruction All Stars, but it wasn't exactly what
Rip.
Twisted Metal is. Well, you can cloud stream it. You can stream it on the new
I
beta.
think I'm good.
And like seeing everyone loving the show, it just
Yeah.
seems like a missed opportunity to do what HBO and Last of Us did with Part 1.
Yeah, I think that I think that's the biggest miss here in terms of like opportunities. That and the Last of Us multiplayer game. But I actually want to see Stellar Blade really bad, and not for the two reasons why everybody else thinks. All right, please, I'm a man of style, taste, decorum. Those are also reasons why I'd like
Yeah.
to play this game. Don't
They're
get
in
me
the
wrong, she's a
bulleted
pretty
list.
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, again, I'm a man with style and substance, so they're like number 3-ish on the
Sure,
list.
yeah.
You know, very progressive.
High paced action, great set
high-paced action.
pieces,
Great set pieces.
beautiful lady.
Physics. I get it. But no, honestly, Stellar Blade looks like it kicks ass.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, I really want to see this game, and that's what gets me thinking. There's probably a little showcase happening, like it happens every year, around August, September. So I think we're gonna get updates for like Stellar Blade and Rise of Ronin,
Ooh,
but we're not gonna. And that's probably another game that's maybe delayed as well, is Rise of Ronin. But like, we're not gonna see any of the big first party games there, I don't think. All right, Famous Seamus writes, do you think these games delayed may have been the live service games that that PlayStation have been planning on making? Do you think PlayStation saw live service games shutting down in the last few months and decided to make sure these games don't suffer the same fate? Yes. I think that is why you saw Bungie go out and assess everything, which I understand people are like, wow, that gives Bungie a tremendous amount of power. If you really want to read into it like it's a goddamn novella, then sure.
Yeah.
But I'm a sensible person. Again, number 3 on the bulletin list. I'm very reasonable.
It's also
no,
a main reason, or not a main reason. One of the reasons PlayStation probably bought Bungie is to use their expertise. So it just makes sense.
Again, we don't know how to do this. You guys do.
Yep.
Can you show us? So yeah, I definitely think the reason why these games are delayed, not because PlayStation, saw the other games fail, is because, again, they weren't on the best track. They want to make sure that these games come out. PlayStation's reputation's riding on these games to hit. If these games don't hit, it's not just a monetary loss, but it's a mindshare loss of like, PlayStation means quality to a lot of folks. If one of these games don't hit, it's not the fanboys on platform X that you got to be worried about. It's actually the people that actually play games. So that's what PlayStation's really cautious and probably apprehensive about. Yeah. Any other comment on that one, Kyle?
Nope. You got it. You nailed it.
Green Gorilla Gamer writes, does this only matter if you were underwhelmed by the showcase? Since we don't know what the titles are delayed, most people will go unaffected. These games will come out eventually, but for someone to use this as a reason for their disappointment in the showcase seems backhanded to me.
I mean, he's
Good
not
question.
he's not wrong.
No.
It does give more validity and more firepower to those that are super vocal of how disappointed they were in that showcase, and that is a bummer because it already sort of died down on my feeds, and now it's probably going to be brought back up again.
Sure.
And like, yeah, most people that listen to podcasts, that listen to us, listen to other people, that will probably be of note for them. But most of the public don't listen to podcasts, and they just get games when they come out or see an ad for them on during Monday Night Football or something like that, and be like, "Oh, that looks cool. Let me go run out and get it." So most people, it'll go unaffected. I agree with you, Green Gorilla Gamer. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this now being firepower for the vocal toxic people.
For the Sony ponies like me?
Yeah, absolutely. How dare you vouch that the PSVR 2 is a good thing?
I know. Why would I pay $600 for a thing that plays really good
and
games?
It has hundreds of games already, so it's fine.
Now, how dare I? Dumb. I'm so dumb. I know. Hey, remember when I bought a $550 handheld game to play Sunset Overdrive?
I do.
Seems like I'm real dumb. All right, Fluke23 writes, "Hey guys, hope you're both well. This one's for the Sony Pony Express."
Yeehaw!
That's right, coming in early. From across the pond over here at UK, hearing about these studio delays, do you think there's more of a strategic move than they would let on? With their system seller Spider-Man 2 on the horizon, do you see this as an opportunity to keep full sales focus on this title? Does this move also coincide with the move to pull away from cross-gen titles? By moving them back, are they allowing for more time to announce a farewell to the PS4 development and allow this generation to start shifting up gear? With these could be the case, do you think this is a good move by Sony? Kyle, what do you think, sir?
I actually kind of agree with this.
Yeah.
I do think it's a bit of a strategic thing because you don't want to overshadow or take away from sales of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Like that is the biggest game coming out for us here on PlayStation for the holiday season. So I can't remember the last time during holiday season. I'm not talking about any other point during the year.
Yeah.
Of when two massive first-party games released so close to each other. And again, please, people, fact check me, tweet me, put it in the comments. But like most of the time, like I think of Ghost and Last of Us Part 2 a month apart from each other. I even when Spider-Man 2018 came out, that was in September, I think.
September.
And maybe there was a partner thing in like November.
God of War was in November. Yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok. Yes.
Sorry, April.
Yeah, but Ragnarok was a November thing.
November game.
So like getting one gigantic tentpole and that's the thing to drive people to buy and a reason to get a console, I think is smart. You don't want to cluster it up, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm really nervous about Helldivers. We still don't know a release date for it. I think if they're smart at this point, let's put it to February. But that said, PlayStation's now in this back in the day, the PS4 generation, you could rely on like a Call of Duty being there because you got the marketing rights, so that you didn't necessarily need a big PlayStation title there. PlayStation's now in this type of power position where they're like, no, our games are so big, they're events, and people will notice them. That's why you see things like God of War in a November slot and games move away from it. It's why you're seeing Spider-Man on October 20th, is because, yeah, these are so huge that it's going to make people shift their games around. So to me, I think all eyes are on Spider-Man because all eyes are it's Spider-Man. That thing's gonna move ridiculous units. So if I'm PlayStation, I would want to move maybe some of these games that were planned for September or November. Maybe give them more time. You put them in the early 2024 column. Like real talk, where do you put Helldivers? Starfield is in what, 3 weeks? And I know I'm a Sony Pony fan right here, but Starfield is a game that everyone's nervous about. Everybody's shifting their games away from Starfield, right? Like you're at least getting like a week or two break from a big game.
Yeah.
And then So
Well, and Baldur's
me,
Gate releases on PS5 on the same day as Starfield.
and there's a reason as to why,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No Starfield on PlayStation. That's an excellent time for you to do that. So to me, when I think about
to answer your question, Helldivers may be December, if that.
And like December,
It's
really?
not the
Is
great,
that
yeah.
No. Like even when we take a look at like a game like Immortals Phoenix Rising,
Yeah.
a terrific game out in December, sales are soft. Let's take a look at Callisto Protocol. Critically lukewarm game, sold soft all in December. So like even Avatar, I'm gonna get a little nervous for it, but it's Avatar, it's a global IP. But who knows? Like, can you even where is there a good time for Helldivers? I just don't know.
Yeah.
Some of the comments will tell me how dumb I am, and they'll tell me the date and time. But I don't know. So I do see where you're getting at here, Fluke, but I also think some of these games just literally need more time in the oven. And I think you'll get an update to them soon. Absolutely.
I hope so. We're getting hungry again.
So I'm starving, dude. That was not a dinner last time we ate. That was a snack.
That was an appetizer where we ordered mozzarella sticks and we got one to share. One stick.
And they're not even unlimited. It's like, what type of Olive Garden is this?
Absolutely.
Oh,
no.
God. All right. Shafe Dog writes, not a PlayStation Studios, but where in Zeus's butt is abandoned and Little Devil inside?
Little Devil Inside, I'm actually kind of worried.
Yeah.
Abandoned, I don't care anymore. I don't think that thing's real.
So many investors got scammed.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Where is Hassan? Let's hope Hassan's all right.
You know what? Let me really quickly see. I do too. Let me see when the last time they tweeted.
Oh, do we have to?
I just wanna check.
All right, fine. I think they moved to Quantum Theory or whatever that
What is the
developer's
dev's name again? Do we remember?
Blue Box. Blue Box. How can I forget? Blue Box Studios.
That's right.
We're not Kojima. Wink, nod. Please notice us.
Let's see. What was the last tweet?
I'm gonna put out a Instagram reel where I look really tired.
Oh, their last thing
incoherently.
was November 3rd of last year. They retweeted an IGN thing that says Hideo Kojima has confirmed his lack of involvement in the development of Abandoned. That was the last thing. So, it's going swell over there.
Going real swell.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, it's time for some flash news. Gotta go fast. Oh, goodness. There's so many things to talk about. Take it away.
First up, Liam Croft over at Push Square writes, The Last of Us voice actors reprising roles for Halloween attraction. It's been confirmed The Last of Us voice actors Troy Baker as Joel and Ashley Johnson as Ellie have reprised their roles to provide dialogue for a Halloween attraction at Universal Studios in California and Florida next month. The event allows attendees to work their way through a scare maze based on the Pittsburgh location from the first game, with landmarks like the Hotel Grand and other memorable locations recreated in physical form. To add to the realness, Baker and Johnson recorded dialogue specific to the haunted house. Speaking to SFX magazine, show director Laura Sauls stated, quote, "We got to use the voiceover actors from the video game. We did voiceover recordings with them, and they re-recorded our entire dialogue for our haunted house. So we were very, very excited to work with both Troy and Ashley on the re-recording of our haunted house dialogue," end quote. The attraction is designed to put you in, quote, "a world of carnage and mayhem as you follow in the footsteps of the game's protagonists, Joel and Ellie, who endure a brutal journey in a world overtaken by a fungal virus that turns humans into various forms of a new threat known as the Infected," end quote.
No way. What? This sounds like a cool game.
It really does. Great show, too. You'll be able to experience it at Universal Studios Orlando from September 1st to October 31st, and Universal Studios Hollywood from September 7th through to Halloween night.
Kyle, I really want to go.
I also really want to go.
This is awesome. Just how like Last of Us has hit the mainstream.
The moment I saw this, I was like, oh, they're doing new lines. I have to go. I'm such a huge Last of Us fan. We both are. Yeah. I want to do this so bad because who knows when this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
So like I want to see it. I want to experience it. I want to see stunt actors actually drive a man's face into a broken
Oh my God, yes.
glass door in the Pittsburgh area. Like I want to be freaked out by real life clickers running after me. Oh my God.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say this. I mentioned it to our mutual friend Mike of 61 Indie.
Never heard of him.
I know, he's okay. And he mentioned he looked into it, that like hotels are only like $200 total for like 3 nights.
A total?
Total.
Big spoon, small spoon. What do you think?
I don't know. Patrons, if you want to fund our trip, that's what we're aiming at.
If you want to see me be the small spoon that you know I am, I like to be like
both
feel
of
like
us
I'm
with our
safe.
CPAP machines.
Yep. Our hoses get tangled. Very romantic.
Yeah, it's great. I
yeah.
want to go so bad.
I want to go so bad. So bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to go to Orlando. You got to go to Florida. Nobody wants to.
That's fair.
Nobody wants to go there. It's too humid. It's too hot. It's crazy land over there.
Yeah.
God knows what Florida man is doing this week. This is wild mayhem.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this next thing, because of course we got to talk about this next thing.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 revealed, and Activision says most content collected in Modern Warfare 2 will carry over. Activision has revealed that Modern Warfare 3 is releasing on PlayStation on November 10th. Activision also has detailed how players will be able to carry over most of their collected Modern Warfare 2 content to Modern Warfare 3. In a new blog post explaining in detail what will and won't be carried over, it's claimed, quote, "For the first time in Call of Duty's history, a vast amount of content from a previous Modern Warfare game will transfer or carry forward and be available in the next Modern Warfare title," unquote. According to the article, most of the content currently available to players in Modern Warfare 2 and the current version of Warzone will be accessible in Modern Warfare 3. This includes, quote, "weapons and cosmetic content, including bundles, operators, and other rewards and unlocks from the game," end quote. Exceptions will include content relating to gameplay features that may not be in Modern Warfare 3. For example, if Modern Warfare 3 doesn't have the tactical amphibious vehicle or specific piece of tactical or lethal equipment in any game modes, any skins you've unlocked for these items in Modern Warfare 2 won't be in Modern Warfare 3, it says. And I've said Modern Warfare way too many times.
It's okay. The SEO bot likes it.
Yeah.
It feeds off it. No, this is really cool. First off, I dug all the trailers. I loved Modern Warfare 2. I'm apprehensive on 3.
Who's the actor? Is there an actor in this one?
Nothing revealed yet. I think we've seen like the bad guy's face.
Okay, but he's not a well-known person yet.
Not that I could tell.
Okay, because that's their thing, isn't it? Don't they usually?
Yeah,
have
they
like
always like to do like one famous guy. Here's a famous dude.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. But yeah, so awesome. More Call of Duty. I'm just apprehensive. The gameplay reveal is going to be on the 17th. The reason why I'm apprehensive is because this is the one that they kind of threw together. And that's what causes concern for me, because I loved Modern Warfare 1. I loved 2. And I don't want something to be rushed or hobbled together, especially something that I really love. So
yeah, this
gotta win me over. But Modern Warfare 2, I played a crap ton of. I'm so great in it. I will own anybody. 1v1 me on Rust. Let's go.
Is the 17th? Is that Gamescom?
I think it's near it. I don't think it's Gamescom.
So it's not opening night live?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah. That said, Kyle, it's time for the next bit of Flash News.
August PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium game catalog was announced. And boy, this is a good month. Starting off with Sea of Stars on day 1 for PS4 and PS5. Moving out to PS4 and 5. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. You know what? Everything's PS4 and PS5 unless I say so. Lost Judgment. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed, 2 Point Hospital Jumbo Edition, the PS4 version, Source of Madness, Curse to Golf, Dreams on PS4, PJ Masks, Heroes of the Night, Hotel Transylvania, Scary Tale Adventures, Lawn Mowing Simulator Landmark Edition, Spellforce 3 Reforced, and Midnight Fight Express, both of those last two only on PS4. PlayStation, or only PS4 versions. PlayStation Plus Premium, the classics, we get Medieval Resurrection, the PSP game, Ape Escape on the Loose, PSP, and Pursuit Force Extreme Justice, PSP. It's a good month.
Why is Lawnmower Simulator something I'm actually hyped for?
Because Power Wash Simulator has kind of brainwashed our brains a little bit.
Yeah, what's wrong with us?
I don't know. But on the indie front, this is a great month. Sea of Stars, Moving Out 2 is a great time. Source of Madness is a really cool game that we played at PAX last year. I'm forgetting the dev, but it's a Cthulhu kind of eldritch horror kind of thing in there. It's really cool. Curse of Golf is a really fun golf game. And Midnight Fight Express is a game I think is up your alley, Joe.
Yes.
That's like the Daredevil fight in hallways game.
Ooh,
Similar to like Sifu, but it's a more smaller title, I think. Made by one person, I think. Yeah.
But it's only indie games. Who really? I don't buy
Those
machines
people are
for
dumb.
indie games. Okay. It's like people forget about like the first 2 years of the PS4.
Exactly.
Ooh-wee. No, I'm really hyped for Sea of Stars. I'm really excited for it. The question is like where I'm playing it. Something tells me at the end of the day, Switch because of the mobility aspect. But
yeah.
This is a great month.
Any others that stick out to you? Like Yuna in chat saying Lost Judgment. That's pretty good.
Lost Judgment's a pretty good get as well.
Yeah.
Source of Madness, I like a good eldritch horror.
Mm-hmm.
And Moving Out 2, I think would be a lolsy time with the crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We okay with
about you?
the classics? Are we tired of getting only PSP stuff?
No, I'm not anti PSP because those UMDs, they're probably all
for
scratched
sure.
up
Yeah,
at this
I'm
point.
not either. I'm just saying there are other PS1 games or PS2 games I would rather see.
Yeah, I think if it was just like, here's a PS1 game, here's a PSP game, here's a PS2 game, like more variety, not just PSP. I understand the pause there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, take away the next one.
Liza P has gone gold. I love gold.
Like gold.
From the official Twitter account, it is our genuine pleasure to announce that Liza P has gone gold. Truly, we cannot wait for your arrival in Krot on September 19th. Even the Black Rabbit Brotherhood snuck in to help us thank everyone for your support.
I'll pretend like I understand what that means.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. Let's go. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
This is probably a game I'll be downloading on Game Pass, supporting it there, and then later down in the line, depending on where I am with Starfield and Cyberpunk and then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is a game that I will get to for sure.
You-
I don't know if it's day one that way.
Forgive my ignorance. Game Pass can be played on Steam Deck?
I mean, if you know a guy who knows a guy.
Okay, because I'm just saying that's a perfect. You can play that at work on your downtime.
That's
On the
true.
Steam
I
Deck.
mean, maybe that. Do I really want to play a Souls game on mobile?
I
though?
don't know.
There's a lot of little cues that you
fair.
want like
That's fair.
to really pick up on. So I don't know if that's the best way to play it. But I also played a good like hour or two of Elden Ring on Steam Deck.
There you go.
So I'm a bit of a sicko.
Speaking of sickos, nope, that's
Yeah.
a bad segue. Liam Croft, I do not mean you're a sicko. That was bad. Liam Croft over at Push Square writes, Sony's PS5 shipments now total 41.7 million. Again, Liam, you're not a sicko. That segue was bad on my part. I'm the sicko here.
I don't know Liam from Adam, you know?
Sony has announced in its fiscal year 2023 Q1 results that another 3.3 million PS5 consoles were shipped in the 3 months leading up to June 30th of this year, bringing the total to 41.7 million. The firm revealed 2 weeks ago the current gen box had sold 40 million units, meaning this latest statistic represents a 1.7 million increase in reported numbers.
PlayStation 5, man.
Whoo-wee.
Ooh-wee. Slow down, but not really.
No,
Its
keep
growth
it
is
going.
good.
Keep it going. Keep it
Yeah,
going.
everybody keep it going. Like there is now like people are saying like the Switch could beat the PS2 or something like that in terms of units sold. Let's do it. I want to see that happen.
Yeah.
You know, consoles doing great, whichever they are just good for everyone. So
Absolutely.
I know it's a very fanboy take of me to say it. I'm saying it.
Not a sicko, Stephen Tailby from Push Square writes, PS Stars may finally be integrated into PS5 soon. It looks as though PS Stars is finally heading to PS5. The loyalty scheme launched almost a year. I like how you said scheme. Launched almost a year ago and has been accessible exclusively via the PlayStation mobile app since. However, Sony stated the functionality would eventually be built into PS5 system software, allowing you to use it on your console directly. Now it appears we're getting close to that. As spotted by Twisted Voxel, privacy settings for PS Stars have been added to PS5, presumably implemented in a recent PS5 firmware update. These options allow you to set who can see your PS Stars level, as well as choose who can view your digital collectibles display case. Obviously, the fact PS5 now has these settings suggests the loyalty program is on the approach. In addition to this, we've also noticed PS Stars adverts in PS5's PS Store lately. Stars
I like
is great.
Stars is actually pretty good. If for someone who only buys for the most part digital,
Yeah.
it's like I bought, what is it? I think it was Final Fantasy. Like I bought for a steal. So
Yeah.
I think maybe for like $20. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've been able to get like $20 here and there in points because it's only 5,000 points, and you can rack those up pretty easily if you do some missions and whatnot.
Exactly. So
And
I
they
don't
have full
care much
games
for the stupid.
like a couple thousand too.
Yeah. Like, I don't care for the stupid snow globes,
No.
but like everything else, pretty cool.
Like I feel like Sekiro is on that list currently
Yeah,
for
it
like
changes
3,000
week in, week
points.
out.
It's
Yeah.
like ridiculous how cheap it is.
Absolutely. I think like Kina right now is like 5,000 points, but again, at the end of the day, it's just a nice way to influence some digital purchases.
Yeah, just in case you're not aware, right now, the game Gree is 4,250 points. Journey 3,750. Enter the Gungeon 2,500. Cuphead for 5,000. A Short Hike, which is a great game, 2,000. Moss for 5,000. Unpacking for 5,000. Before Your Eyes 3,750. Risk of Rain 2,500. Signalis, Dredge, Stardew Valley. There's a lot of games on there that you can get for pretty low amount of points.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I also like a good Dave and Buster's.
Absolutely. A couple other really quick flash things, which we won't get into super in depth. Former Xbox console exclusive Somerville is coming to PS4 and PS5 on August 31st, so that's fun. Last minute progression bug caused WrestleQuest to delay to August 22nd, the night before release. It was already supposed to be out. They caught a bug where save could be gone, and they delayed it a few weeks, like on the last hour. It's wild. And then TMNT is coming to Street Fighter 6, and apparently the DLC pricing is pretty ridiculous.
I think so. If I'm, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they're not actually the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
it's skins, right? So think of it like a Fortnite skin. Your custom character, it gets a Ralph skin, a Leonardo skin, a Michelangelo skin. Of course, you want to pick Mikey because he's the best.
Leo.
All right, let's relax. But they're not really animated. They cost $25 a pop.
15.
Oh, $15 a pop.
Yeah. If to get everything, it's $100 total.
Oh, with the emotes and everything.
Everything.
All right, here's a hot take. I spent like $20 on a Fortnite skin.
I know
so
you do. It's wild.
Yeah. All right. So it is what it is. I think the price would be way more justified if they were their own characters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't know Street Fighter enough to tell you if this is a good deal. Everybody's mad, so I'm assuming it's not.
I kind of wish this was more turtles and exoprimal suits. It's kind of a giant metal turtle. I wish that was it and not this.
Yeah. That said, everybody, that's flash news because I do want to transfer this over to the multimedia tab.
Let's do it. Let's hit that R1.
All right, let's hit that R1. Let's get over to the multimedia tab. And I want to transition from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to tell you, don't go out and watch the Gran Turismo movie. Go watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Ooh.
Because it is a goddamn delight of a film. It's so
That's what I've heard.
Darn fun. It's so good. And the kid actors that play all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, phenomenal. I loved all of their performances and the way that they modernize the characters, quote unquote, like because for example, like Donatello, right? Donatello's like the nerdy one.
Yep.
But everybody's like good with computers nowadays. That was like the thing. Donatello's like, oh, he's a nerd.
Yeah.
He owns a Macintosh. No, Donatello's like a nerd because like he loves like anime and stuff like that. Things that are like
Oh, that's
not
cool.
the social norms. Like they modernize the characters in those type of ways that I really love. Like Mikey is like a theater kid. Like it's
Oh,
really
sweet.
fun.
Yeah.
It's really great. Go support animation. Don't support what it seems to be a just consumer ad focused film that is the Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah.
Here's the reviews. Gran Turismo, a slick, watchable hunk of cross-promotional pendulum. A glorified infomercial with bona fide crowd-pleasing horsepower under the hood. A 60 from AA Down over at IGN. Gran Turismo has taken the opportunity for a cliche version of in this year's movies like Barbie and Air, which showed audiences that brand movies don't have to be basic. A 2 out of 4 from Lindsay Barr over at the Associated Press. Last but not leastly, while never straying away from the story of Jan and his driving ambitions, the filmmaker found a way to find also fitting tribute to the PlayStation game series that made it all possible. A 4 out of 5 from Mike Reyes from Cinema Blend. I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background.
It's fine.
What I expected this movie to be.
So it's not. I don't think it's nearly as bad as what you teed it up to be. It's not going to let the world on fire, but I think it's going to be a decent time.
Right, but like, why watch something decent when like, you know,
I don't know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
exists.
sure. Yeah.
Like that's that.
But if racing is your thing, I'm sure you're going to eat this up.
Sure.
Here, I don't know if I ever said it on any show, but when it comes to movies, if I can just escape reality for a few hours, I'm in. It has to be like really atrociously terrible for me to come out and be like, oh, don't go see this movie. Like I was scrolling through Facebook the other day and I got a memory of like, hey, that Suicide Squad movie, not bad. I had a good time.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah. So like, I don't care as long as I can escape for a little bit, eat some popcorn and sit in comfortable chairs in a dark setting. Yeah, I'm in.
All right, fair enough. An easy place. It's kind of like, well, you know what? You're right. Maybe I'm too negative because like I loved the last Indiana Jones movie.
Sure.
Thought that was a swell time. Wasn't the best movie I ever watched, but I still had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into the Barbie movie and I thought that was one of the funniest movies I've ever.
You made fun of me because I was excited for it.
And now I'm just Ken. You know?
Hell yes.
I'm just Knuff, dude. That's the thing. Jesus. I've been playing that song in my head on repeat. It's like, yeah, some movies just take the piss out of what they are and just turn it on its head like Barbie and are able to like actually pull it off seemingly, right? And then you have movies that are like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where it's like, yeah, you know what the turtles are, but again, we're going to do something different from it. It's not going to be the CG filled Michael Bay explosions. Here's, you know, Megan Fox in the schoolgirl outfit. You know, I am but a man, but like at the same exact time, here's a cool little animation thing that is just artistic. It's taking actual chances. And when I see movies like Gran Turismo pull their punches, it makes me want to like, you know,
that's fair.
Go watch something else.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, Kyle, it's a little segment. It's time for a little segment called "What You've Been Playing." Kyle, I want to get to what you've been playing this week.
Yeah, just really quickly because I'm very excited to talk to Joe about what he's been playing. Okay. I played Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line.
That's
it's the Final Fantasy music game.
Yeah.
Joe, this is like perfect Kyle bait. This is just like
Guitar Hero for
It's
weebs.
Guitar Hero with Final Fantasy music, and everything's on a controller. It's really good at like not forcing you to hit specific buttons. You can press any button for it to work. Like I'm using the triggers. You can use face buttons, whatever. But also the analog stick for certain directions and whatnot. And every single Final Fantasy game is here. Every single one with their own.
Even 16 or
not yet. I can assume eventually maybe as DLC, but because like there are other Final Fantasy games that are in here as DLC that aren't Final Fantasy. Like I think Bravely Default, Secret of Mana, I think maybe has a pack. With all chibi cute versions of every character. And as you level them up, they get skills, which then as you're doing the prompts on screen, those skills can then attack the enemies on screen, and they all have missions. Collect key art. You can then put the scene from the game as like the background
Nice.
video as you're playing along with the music. So I was like,
Okay.
if you're a Final Fantasy fan and you love the music as much as I do, pick it up. It's great. It's like soul food. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other game I played very quickly was Viewfinder. That really cool, weird puzzle game where you use pictures to place in the world, and that will change the level, and you're trying to get to the transporter at the end. It really switched up what I played in the demo, because I started it up and I'm like, all right, I know the demo. I'm going to speed right through. After the second one, they just turn it on its head. And it's a completely different puzzle thing. It takes you to a hub. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And it introduced other mechanics and whatnot. It's fun. It had me thinking. I'm already stuck, which is why I'm not that far.
Okay.
But it's really, really beautiful. I love what they're doing with that game. Yeah.
Sweet. Kyle, I've been playing a game.
Yes, you have.
And I think the best way to transition it is actually to read Bertos Maximus's question.
Let's go.
Take it away, Kyle. Take it away.
Hey, guys. With the upcoming release of Baldur's Gate 3 and my love for D&D, to say I'm stoked for the game is an understatement. So my question is, will you be playing it? And if so, what class will you go for? And what are you most looking forward to about the game? I myself will be playing as a sorcerer, and well, I'm stoked about all of the game. As always, keep bringing the brilliant show that you do, and keep safe. From one of your friends from across the pond. P.S. House Slanger for the win. How dare you, Bertos? House banger. Joe, you've been playing Baldur's Gate. I've never been more jealous in my entire life. As the D&D person here, I love D&D. How is it to you, a non-D&D player, where its systems are so tabletop Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, man. This game, I can see the allure. I am addicted to it.
Yes.
So just like understand the power and weight of this game. I bought it to be a Steam Deck game because it gives me something to do at the slow times at work, right? During my lunch break here or there, right? I didn't expect to play it on my PC. I don't even remember. I think maybe it's Phasmophobia, actually, now that I come to think of it. The last PC game I played. And even then, I was like for 40 minutes with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was nothing. And before that, I cannot tell you for the life of me, like, beyond a Civilization, the last PC game I played. It's so hard to get my butt in a seat. And for weeks now, you've seen it being used as console war fodder of like, wow, this game's going to be bigger than Starfield, like that type of stupid shit.
And calling it a console exclusive, with really it's not. It's the Xbox version just being.
It's going to come to Xbox in months. Trust me, they delayed it because of the Series S. I get it, but I bet they also delayed it because Starfield.
Yeah.
So that being said, me playing it, this game is going to be massive. Not on the levels of what again, the fanboys wanted to be. But for a game that is, for the most part, like, think of about a triple A indie game. See that? I used a term for a few months ago. This is a studio that understood the assignment, because this is it brings me back to my initial times playing D&D. This is a D&D ass game.
Yeah.
You're rolling for initiative. You're rolling for like chances to, save someone, like rolling for chances to lie to people,
to intimidate, to persuade, check levers, check secrets, all the things.
All of it. This really could have been named Dungeons and Dragons and, Baldur's Gate 3.
Sure.
And I would have believed you. As it stands, though, I don't know much of the Baldur's Gate lineage. I know it's a very popular brand. Franchise that BioWare started, and Larian took over. And damn, dude, this game is so good. It has that allure that a good art or open world game has, where it's like, hey, let me go over here and investigate. Hey, let me go over here and investigate. Hey, there's a burning house. Let me go check what's over there. And then a quest unlocking there. Yeah, go for it.
My favorite thing of Dungeons and Dragons watching, and the few times I got to play, what has been your favorite, like, unexpected thing, either in combat pop up or a solution to a fight that you popped in your brain. It's like, I wonder if this works, and then you do it and it works.
So 2 times. Again, I'm early on in the game, and that's like such a loaded comment because like the prologue area is like 20 hours long.
Oh yeah.
So there's two things. There was once a fortress that I went to and I got demolished. I got just mollywopped. And I was like, okay, there's no way that I can beat this fortress of goblins right now. I'm a little scared. Let me see, because I know like there's the main quest I should go to. Let me see if I can go around this fortress, like if there's any sneaky ways. And in fact, there was. So like it made me feel like I solved it. Like there was like a couple of goblins like sleeping, and I just whacked them over the head with a mallet because I am a paladin.
Ooh,
an oath breaker. In fact, I broke my oath.
That's what I was thinking of making mine.
Yeah, and then like I go up the road, and again I'm going to the main quest, and then all of a sudden I see a burning village that's been ransacked, and I gotta go help this magistrate that's stuck in this room. And after I save her, she's like, hey, you got to go raid these guys that just raided us. And so like that's now I keep on getting distracted.
Yeah.
Right. So it's those moments that Baldur's Gate 3 does really well. It's the, hey, I just got distracted with a thing, and every NPC feels important from what I've spoken to. Like when I tell you every NPC, like I talked to one of the vendors and he's giving me backstory on what's going on. And it feels like this guy actually lives here. He's going through it. So they do a really great job with the dialogue where I'm not spacing out and going on Twitter. I'm actually engaging in the content.
Awesome.
And they do a great job with the combat that is very much like XCOM meets like a Dungeons and Dragons game. Because again, you're still doing rolls, but like it's very turn-based. It's very it's like a strategy turn-based game. So yeah, very XCOM like. And make sure you save a lot, because this game ain't easy either.
Oh yeah,
this game will kick your ass, and it's kicked my ass aplenty. I've saved scummed constantly.
One of my favorite things, because it's it's huge. There's like tons of people playing, which is awesome. I've seen a few TikToks of some fun things people have done, and one of my favorites is some like broken down castle that's abandoned. They walk through this room and there's a bunch of skeletons on the ground, and they stole the skeleton swords. And then when they go further in the castle, it unlocks thing, and then they come to life, and that fight is completely null and void because you stole their weapons.
That's
beforehand.
That's
and
awesome.
the fact that everything I've seen and I've heard of how Larian built this game, I feel like Larian deserves some like Studio of the Year awards for this.
Yeah.
The fact that they took like a full 3 years of early access and made sure they got everything right, and down to the fact of like anything you can think of in a Dungeons and Dragons game, you can do in this, and the different loopholes and variables you have to find, like, you know, just speaking with animals, right? And having animals have dialogue that actually means something. It's not a throwaway. Or what happens if you fail? You know, the permutations are probably endless. And the fact that they did it with what I think was no crunch, quote unquote. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I feel like they absolutely crushed it, and I cannot wait to play in September.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, this is the surprise game of the year contender. I saw some people go, guys, I kind of enjoy this more than Tears of the Kingdom. Or it does what Tears of the Kingdom does in terms of exploration and discovery. So Larian done did it. This is definitely going to be there when we talk about it this year. But this is one beefy ass game.
You said you're Paladin.
Yeah.
What race are you? What'd you pick?
Half elf. I wanted to do the Githraki because I think they're cool as hell looking. But something pulled me away. I think it was the nose at the end of the day. I was like, nah, I can't see this orcish frog thing be a paladin. To me, a paladin is elfish, dwarf, or human. So I just chose elf, because if I wanted to be a human, I just fucking LARP.
I think
I'm sorry, I let that cuss go.
No, it's fine.
It's true.
I think I still might go Dragonborn, because they look so cool.
They do look cool.
Or Tiefling. I think those are the two I'm bouncing around with.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
can't wait.
I was thinking about the Dragon Boy as well.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I was just like, a lizard for a head? I don't know
Mm,
about that.
fair.
But the dragons are cool as shit in this game, so there you go.
Whew.
All right, Kyle, are you holding on to something?
I am.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. And shout out to Games Radar that did the work.
Oh, you
Here we
found it.
go.
Okay.
I found it midway through. Gord comes to PS5 on August 8th. Tower of Fantasy, PS5 and PS4 on August 8th. This is one for the I'm in it for the story. Anyway, Legend Bowl on PS5 on August 9th. Atlas Fallen on PS5 on August 10th. Stray on Xbox and Xbox One, holler at ya, August 10th. Stray Gods, a role-playing musical on PlayStation 5 and PS4 on August 10th. Way of the Hunter, the Takuna Moons DLC on PS5 on August 11th. Thanks, bud. Hammer Watch 2 on PS5, August 15th. Moving Out on August 15th. Wayfinder on PS5, PS4 on August 15th. WWE 2K23 Bad News U-Pack DLC on PS5.
You're into next week by now.
What's that? Oh, I'm by next week?
Yeah, you're next week.
And forget everything I said because everything's next week now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stray Gods. That's the pick this week. Can't wait.
Go. Can't wait. And now it's time for the final segment, but our favorite segment at the end of the show. It's the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
And you think because I'm having so much fun, my migraine is getting better? It's getting progressively worse.
We'll speed through the Express this week.
Let's take our time.
Kyle Borchert, these are the questions that were in chat that I had to get down earlier. Question number 1: why does Joe hide his trophies? And question number 2: why does Kyle play so many free platinum shovelware games?
I get this. Kyle, it's none your business. How about that? In truth, so many people use it as console war fodder. It's like, oh, you're not a real PlayStation fan if you only got 65% of like Diablo 3.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So like I turn it off because of that, and then I also turn it off truthfully, I turn it off because I'm either previewing a game that, is under embargo. And then every time I'm like, I should turn it back on, I then think of like hey, you didn't platinum the original Last of Us. Are you really a PlayStation fan? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm rather not.
Yeah.
Go through that. So that's why I don't do it.
And as far as me playing a bunch of free platinum shovelware games, haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
But I'm addicted. I like the dopamine of getting platinum. It happens.
They mean nothing.
It doesn't matter. So do high scores. They mean nothing either.
But you could have said, well, platinum and trophies in general just don't matter.
Sure.
I think that's a good defense.
It doesn't matter.
But honestly, I talked to my buddy AIDS, and like we were talking about any game that's also on Game Pass. He's like, just gonna buy it on PlayStation because he's addicted to trophies like an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't care about achievements, Ains? He's just like, I don't care.
Honestly, that's the main reason why I don't play a whole lot on my Switch.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I know. But that's just that's a me thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ghetto Berry writes in, good evening, gentlemen. Heartstopper came back on our screens last week, and of course I binged the entire season in one afternoon. I absolutely love this Netflix show, and I strongly recommend seeing this LGBTQ plus drama. It'll melt your hearts and ruin your lives in a lovely, meaningful way. So my question is this: you guys get to make a TV show based on a gaming franchise. You get to decide how close the story, how to close. Kyle,
you got this.
How close the story folds, the characters, how many seasons, the genre, and where it gets shown. The only kicker, it cannot already be a TV show, existing or upcoming, for example, Horizon, Fallout, nor any upcoming films, Ghost of Tsushima. So what will it be? I will also add God of War to that. Thank you guys. Love as always. And remember, guys, to choose wisely. Jim Ryan's watching. That's great.
Oh, that's a good one. Based on a gaming franchise that is not a TV. The first one that comes to mind Sly Cooper, because remember that cool
Mhm.
CG trailer that never was?
Yeah, that is a good one.
Like I'll always go straight to animation for it for most movies.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I just watch Across the Spider-Verse again for the nth time. The first time it came out, like do something cool and unique with Sony animations. Go make that Jack and Daxter movie. Go make that Ratchet movie again. But do it again. Like play with the art styles a bit. Don't be
I'm
afraid to
kind of
get
shocked
weird with
you
it.
didn't come with Bloodborne.
I mean, the only thing with Bloodborne. It would be cliche for me to say, but
Fair.
also that's based on there's influence from Berserker, I think, an anime from it. So like,
Okay.
how do you make Bloodborne not look like the
Something
show
that's already
Berserker?
okay. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's my only. Unless it's like by that same studio, that'd be cool. You know,
Man, I am having a tough time picking something.
I know.
Honestly, if we don't get a game,
Mhm.
if we don't get a game,
Okay.
give me a Resistance TV show.
Ooh, all right.
Maybe a couple seasons of like the uprising in a certain city in America against the Chimera invasion.
Mm.
Similar to I think his last name was Capaldi in 3.
Okay.
Was it Joe Capaldi? I could be messing up his name. It's been a while. But like him going across the country, helping uprising against the Chimera. Something along those lines, I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, give me that Legend of Zelda movie.
Sure.
I don't give a shit if Link talks.
No.
If they did the same thing with Super Mario that you could do with Link, let's do it.
Wally only
Do
says
that.
his name Wally.
Yeah.
And maybe Eva. That's it. I mean,
I
come
mean,
on.
sure, you can make that shit work.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
Long Chicken writes in, still waiting for The Last of Us Factions 2 standalone multiplayer. What are your thoughts on the matter? Do you guys think it will see the light of day? Hopefully it will not be a Destiny clone. Much love from Germany.
I think you will see it. I think it's attached to Last of Us Part 2 at this point.
I think we'll see it at Last of Us Day.
Ooh, I like that. All right. That's a lot of hope and optimism.
Yeah, and maybe whatever the PS5 version of Part 2 as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Fair enough.
Sinjual670 writes in, has there ever been a piece of tech equipment you've used that you later realize has been the wrong thing to be utilizing? I was going to post a question after my story for context, but it's a bit long, so I decided to put it first in case no time to read during the podcast and stream. Don't worry.
Well, guess what?
We
You're
got
here.
time. We got it.
We got time.
I gotta
It's
know.
story time.
I gotta know. So, settle
Context.
in, everybody. After returning from my last deployment in 2013, thank you for your service, my wife had bought me a projector to watch all the movies and TV shows that I wanted to check out while I was gone. Watching all the movies in 300-inch display was amazing. So at the time, I had hooked up my PS3, PS4, and 5, followed later, to the projector, and that has been the way that I've been watching movies and gaming for the past decade. 2 months ago, finally saved up enough and bought my own place. Yay! Congrats.
Congratulations.
And started the move in. Had a bit of downtime and wanted to play some games. Didn't have enough time to set up the projector yet, so I hooked up the PS5 to the TV that is mostly utilized by the wife and kiddos. Booted up Final Fantasy 16 and my jaw dropped. Has it always been this beautiful?
Yeah.
WTF. I was already amazed by it when I was playing in the projector, but this was absolutely incredible. I looked at my unpacked projector like it had betrayed me all those years. Anyway, thank you guys for the amazing content every week and can't wait to hear your thoughts and opinions in the future. Thanks
Dude,
for writing in.
Yeah, thank you. First off, thank you for writing in. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
I have a few friends in the military, and every time I go, thank you for your service, they're like, I didn't do nothing. I'm like, but it's
Still,
like,
you're doing something that I couldn't do.
I would never be able to do.
No.
Are you kidding me? I can't camp, let alone camp next to a gun. You know how dumb I am? I will shoot that by accident. I will shoot off my toe because I had to be the big spoon.
Yeah.
You know?
I sweat in the wintertime. You're going to put 20 pounds of equipment on me in the dead heat? Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm the only guy that's going to be able to sink in the Black Sea. Are you kidding me? Come on. God.
Ugh.
I'm like, I get no reception out here in, Libya. What's up? Like, how do we
Who's
live?
gonna laugh at my meme?
Exactly. I'm like with the platoon, right?
Yeah.
Walking through the Sahara. I got a great idea for a meme. Everybody's like, God damn it, this guy is just a walking meme aggregator. We're gonna beat him with bars of soap and in socks, right? And everybody's like, yeah. It's like in his sleep, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a walloping.
Have you had a situation where you haven't been doing something the right way?
Yes, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
TV, it's never in game mode when it should be in game mode. Like,
that's a good one.
The stupid shit that you think average people should do, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like when it comes to like the LG, I was like, I'm gonna make sure everything's at the right setting. I am just annoyed at technology. It's like it just should just work out of the box.
Yeah.
I never do anything crazy with it. So like I'm usually a basic bitch. When it like all like the shortcuts, I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm so like set in my ways.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things I could do easier. I just won't.
Yeah.
But the projector thing, I feel you 100%.
Uh-huh.
My buddy back in the day had a projector that like imaged up to 200. And I was like, oh, 200 inches? You're like, whoa, this is the coolest shit ever. And then you realize you get the LG in front of you. You're like, no, I would sacrifice the space for the pixels, like and the less latency. So I understand, Sin. I would be the same way. I think I would see God's rays beaming down on me.
Yeah,
like that GIF.
Yeah, I can't think about anything other than what Joe said, like with the keyboard shortcuts and whatnot. Like I have a couple, but there are some that I'm like, I'll just do it the old school, use the mouse way. It's fine. But one thing I've noticed some of my family do that drives me insane.
Tell me.
They leave the little layer of like cellophane that you could peel away from like screens or like a fridge.
They leave it on the screen?
I've found little pieces of them randomly all the time. Like, are you kidding? This is the most joyous thing that you could do in life.
Yeah.
It's like popping bubble wrap. What are you doing? Rip it off.
And every time like you find a little piece of cellophane from like, for example, the monitor in back here, I didn't know that there's cellophane on some of the corners. I noticed a bubble rise up. And I was like, ooh wee, I did leave it a little clap. I'm like, I get to peel this sucker off.
Thanks, Past Joe, for this little treat.
Exactly. Ooh, this is a little treat. I'm treating myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
the little things.
So little things in life.
The most famous Seamus ever writes in, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried to make a list chart of all the games you own? I'm currently trying to make a list chart to help me focus on handling my massive backlog. Do you have any tips to make things a bit easier?
Or I'm trying to make a list of games I remembered playing this year. Go for it.
Nope, go ahead. I have to look something up.
Okay. There's an app called GG that is good for like games that you've beaten this year or that you've played. Let me just see if that's like the full name. Yeah, GG. That is a really good thing, and like you can add friends to it and all that. That's a great way of like keeping track with some of the games you played, making, I would think, a note on your phone, or I know a lot of people do this, a Twitter thread of like, here's the games that I've beaten, number 300 or whatever. That's what I would do. But I currently don't do that because, as you all know, I don't kind of believe in the backlog. I'll play the game. Like I don't have that backlog anxiety, So yeah, that's what I would say. What about you?
I can't find what the exact product is called.
Okay.
Actually, it's within the first like 30 seconds of this video.
Damn.
It's I saw a Mystic video, PlayStation content creator, amazing. I love watching his stuff.
You should be on the show one day.
That'd be amazing. He was like cataloging how much value his collection is worth, and he was using a specific app that scans it and gives you all the information and latest selling price and all that stuff. So you can go give it a watch. It's called Appraising My Game Collection to see the total value. It's a free plug, Mystic. So now you got to come on.
Come on.
And
Come on, Rye Guy. Let's do it.
If you have a lot of games, I think that would be the way to go to kind of keep track of it. But yeah, I also use GG when I remember to lag them in. That's the only problem. Is when I remember to do it.
Oof. All right, last question here, Kyle. The last
question. M9 Prime. With the fall release schedule feeling very packed, Spider-Man 2, Starfield, Mario Wonder, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3 PS5, and many more, do you think some of these delays were just done to give the game some breathing room away from the holiday schedule? Also, what games are you looking forward to playing most this fall? Which games do you think you will have to drop if time is scarce?
Well, let me tell y'all, make sure you listen to last week's episode where we talk about our most anticipated games for the second half of 2023. But I mean, of course, it's Spider-Man. The one I'm probably be dropping is Metal Gear Solid. So kind of spoil that for all y'all.
Out of all the ones that you mentioned, M9 Prime, it would go Spider-Man, then Alan Wake, and Baldur's Gate will just be the companion to both of those. Yep. I feel like I'm going to be playing that game all year.
Kyle, I do think there's a slight suspicion that you're going to see some of these games that were supposed to be in October be pushed to November and maybe even January. If I wouldn't be surprised if one of these games slips.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be. All right, Kyle, that's been it. That's been the trophy room this week. Kyle, before we go, is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
Yeah, thanks for listening. It felt like I rambled a little too much today, but that's fine. Mr. K-Step everywhere. I know, Joe. It's fine. I'm tired.
You did great.
Thank you. Mr. K-Step everywhere. Go follow 61indie on all the socials at youtube.com/61indie. That's where the next showcase will be, which is August 31st. We got the footage back today. I saw a couple stills. Oh boy, it looks great.
Ooh-wee.
And we got another little special thing that's going live, I think even sooner. I know, TCs. So follow 61indie and all that fun stuff for all the indie gaming stuff.
And you can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can find me over at Mr._Badbit on Threads, where sometimes I remember to post there. And you can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter and Threads, as well as you can catch this show, The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast service of choice, or what the video watchers are watching here right now. You can join us live each and every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on youtube.com/@PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See you guys.
Bye. I love you. House banger forever. Don't give me that look. All right. We are off.